And we are currently racing to the trailhead because we have to meet a trail angel. I got all excited because we have the bridge over there and I finally heard another train. And it turns out it's on the other tracks, so oh well. Basically when the sun hits, it's going to get really, really warm. But for the moment, it is chilly. And there's a road. So we actually called the trail angel down in Kearney. Gary, super nice, said, hey, we were trying to get down to Oracle to retrieve a car. He apologized profusely that he wasn't able to do it, and then connected us with a gentleman named Joey down here, who was perfectly happy to do it. So we're basically making for the Kearney spigot, and then he's going to meet us there, and I'm back here Sunday. So per the weather report, it does look like it's going to be in the 80s, going into the 90s early next week, and that's going to last for several days. That is good news for all of the trail friends that are continuing on the trail. Maybe things melt further up north, but I still have my doubts there. It will help me further east also if it warms up a bit, but at least for the next week or two, I may have to lean kind of on those midday siestas. I'm actually kind of bummed that didn't come by when we were at the camp. I was curious to see how loud it was going to be. Ran into fully insured, which means I have pretty much ran into every person that I thought we might in this section. And that's the trail angel that's going to be giving us a ride. Fortunately, he's going to go drop somebody off at the end of the road so we can go right to the spigot so I don't have to backtrack when I come back here, because somebody's neurotic. Come on, Jen, for the gram. Yes, it's covered in mining waste, but it's not guaranteed that it's not going to give you superpowers. And this looks like the sort of place a school teacher would dump some innocent thru hiker in the desert, so I'll be back here on Sunday.
The pizza place was Gary's thing.
Yeah, Kearney has the reputation of being the most like trail-friendly town. And a little green car. See that one behind the truck?
Well, you can't miss that one.
And not only is the Blondie Mobile still here, leaving a bright green car out in the middle of nowhere, but it even started as well as her little Mazda 2 ever starts. Kind of sounds like a sewing machine that's about to throw a band. You can just hear the thrumming power of the Mazda 2. Not the Mazda 1. Well, her 2 is about to fall off, so it will soon be a Mazda 0. Having Jen's car gave us more options than we normally have, so we were able to look around for a cheaper hotel and get some decent Mexican food. Since the Grand Enchantment sections have involved a fair amount of bushwhacking through Cat's Claw, I decided that I should spare my legs and get a pair of pants. So that meant we had to go into Tucson to an REI to basically find something that was going to fit. So we went to REI, we got pants, we got a water filter, we got a canister. That's not fun, but I found a green thing, so I'm really happy, and I paid $35 for it. We were able to find a reasonable hotel on the outskirts of Tucson and got 2 nights. The reason for splurging on 2 nights instead of just 1 was both because this is the last chance I was going to get to spend with Jen until June, and we had resupply things to deal with. Circumstances had forced me to pull the trigger rather suddenly on the Grand Enchantment Trail, so I didn't have a ton of time to prep the trip. Other than the slightly rougher sections of trail, the other thing I needed to deal with was the fact that I had several long food carries. Because I knew I wouldn't be able to make as good a time cross-country, I needed to be a little more conservative on how many days of food I carried. And one of the normal stops up ahead, once you head east of Mammoth, is a town called Klondike. People normally mail a package there, and there's a store that will hold it for you. However, we didn't have time. So while I sat around the hotel and basically worked on all the maps, all the other trip prep, and uploaded videos, Jen took a several-hour drive out to Klondike to stow a package and then came back.
It makes sense now why the post office only delivers to this town 3 days a week. I got about 30 miles on this dusty road to get to Klondike. And 45 minutes later, I've made it into downtown Klondike. Now just figure out where this freezer is behind the store to leave the package.
Once all that was done, we did laundry, repackaged our food, and settled in to enjoy some Thai food and coffee. Since this next section had an option that went through a canyon with a rather hard to get permit, I basically had to be prepared to do an extra half day or so, assuming I needed to do the northern bypass. So this is what I settled on as my food carry leaving Kearney. And that sadly brought me to Sunday, the end of Jen's spring break, and time for me to return to trail as a solo hiker.
That'd be great. Thanks.
I just got friend zoned. Her friend is hiking the Grand Enchantment Trail. Friend. Next thing you know, the credit cards get cut off.